Now, when it comes to setting up the operating portion of the master budget, remember our goal in this is to create the budgeted or the pro forma income statement, which is set up like any other income statement, but we do need to indicate it's pro forma or budgeted, so it's not mistaken for reported results. Now, in order to set up the operating budget, we need to start with the sales budget. And any budget is a financial plan, and we do need to make some assumptions, some projections based on what's happened before. And so in our case here for the third quarter of 2021, we're given some assumptions that we can use. Now, normally these budgets are done for a year, but to kind of keep the procedure focused, we're only going to do a quarter. So my first concern is to figure out what my total sales would be. So these are going to be our projected sales for July, August, and September. So in order for me to start, I need to figure out what my total projected sales will be, and I need to have a starting point. So we're being told that our June sales, or June projected sales, are 100,000. And we're being told that our July sales are expected to increase by 1.5%. So what we're going to do is take our 100,000 in June sales and multiply it by 1.5%, or 0.015, and add back the 100,000. So we're not only including the increase, but we also have to include the original amount, because we're looking for a total here, not just the increase. So that's going to give us 101,500. For August, we can take the 101,500, and we're saying we're expecting our August sales to increase by 2%. So that's going to be 2% over July. Now we could do it the same way. We could do 2%, or we could do 0.02, okay, and then we can add back the 101,500, right? Or we could do it this way. We could take the 101,500 times 1.02, or 102%. And we're going to get the same number, because again, we're looking for a total, not just an increase. So we have to have the full number in there. So we get 103,530. And then finally, for September, we're told that we're expecting sales to increase by 2.25%. That would be over August. So we could take the 103,530, and we're going to multiply that by 2.25% plus the 103,530, right? So we calculate the increase, and then we add back the original amount. So we get 105,859. Now, what we have up here is our cash sales and our credit sales. These are estimates about what we think is going to happen during this quarter. Now, we're saying we expect cash sales to be 65% for the entire quarter. Okay, it could change month by month, but we're assuming it's going to be the same. So this, we would just take the 101,500 for July, right, times 65%, or 0.65. For credit sales, it would be 35%. So the 101,500 times 35%, or 0.35. Okay. We would do the same for August, right? We would take 103,500 times 65%, or 0.65. 103,530, excuse me. And then we would do the same for credit sales. This will be 0.35, not 0.65. Okay? So it looks like it's off $1, but that's because of rounding. Excel will automatically round right numbers. And then for September, we would do the same. Right? Times 65%, or 0.65. And then we would do 105,859 times 35%. Okay? And then we just get our totals using the auto sum. So our total projected sales for the quarter are 310,889. So on the pro forma income statement, we're going to put in our sales of 310,889. So we have to show support for this number. So if we brought this budgeted financial statement, budgeted income statement to the bank, they're going to want to know, how did you come up with these numbers? Or if we're going to include it in a business plan. Okay, there has to be some backup for this. Now, vertical analysis just means that we're analyzing vertically, up and down. And on the income statement, everything is based on sales. So sales is automatically 100% of itself. So everything else will be based on sales when we do vertical analysis. Now, the cost of goods sold budget would be our next step. So we have cost of goods sold. And there are a number of other things on the cost of goods sold budget. There's desired ending inventory, total inventory required, there's beginning inventory, and then there is our total purchases required. Okay. Okay. So sometimes they call this the purchases budget. For the income statement, for the pro forma income statement, we only need the cost of goods sold. This other stuff will become important when we do the financial budget and do the pro forma balance sheet. So let's focus on the cost of goods sold now. And our cost of goods sold, we're told, is 65% of sales. It's just a coincidence it's the same as the cash sales. So what I'm going to do for July is I'm going to take July sales of 101,500. Okay, as far as the pro forma income statement is concerned, we don't care about what's cash and what's credit. We only care about the total. This will be important when we do the financial budget. Okay, but for now, we're going to take the 101,500 times 0.65, right, or 65%. We're going to do 103,530 times 65%, or 0.65. And then we'll do the 105,859 times 65%, or 0.65. And that's going to be our cost of goods sold. Okay? Now, again, the fact that it's the same as the cash sales is purely coincidental. So we have a total cost of goods sold of 202,078. So that's going to go up here on the pro forma income statement. And when we do vertical analysis for cost of goods sold, remember that everything on the income statement when we do vertical analysis is based on sales. So we would take 202,078 divided by 310,889. And that would give us 65%, which is exactly what we estimated. So we would expect that. Now, as far as the gross profit, we've done this before, right? Earlier in the course, sales minus cost of goods sold equals gross profit. So the 310,889 minus the 202,078 will give us 108,811. So that's our gross profit. And you've done the gross profit percentage before, right? Gross profit over sales. It's going to be 108,811 divided by 310,889. So that's going to give us our gross profit percentage, which you've done before, and we know it's going to be 35%. So that's what it is. So what we'll do in the next video is we will do the operating expense budget, and then we'll finish up the pro forma income statement. Thank you for your attention.